Oh, hello there. My name's Doyle, and I'm the marketing technologist at NOIZ. In this video, we're going to be talking about Hyperledger and why we at NOIZ are using it in our ad exchange network. To begin, let's do a little crash course on blockchain. Blockchain is a ledger or a database that is publicly available to everyone. So you and I, as random individuals in this wonderful world, whether we're part of a blockchain network using their cryptocurrency or not, we could go to that blockchain network and say, hey, I want access to all of the transaction history that has occurred in your network. And that network would say, of course, here you go. And they would give you all of this information, all of these transactions. But what Hyperledger does, which separates it from the standard traditional blockchain, is it creates what is known as a permissioned blockchain. And this is now creating a private database or a private ledger. So all of the transactions that occur within a permission-based blockchain are only accessible by those who have permission to access this blockchain. So for an example, let's go ahead and take this I Heart New York coffee mug. If I'm selling these for $3.99 on a blockchain system, and you happen to see my coffee mugs and you really like them, you think they're better quality than anyone else's, so you want to order 500 of them, but you contact me and say, I want to order the 500 but at a price of $2.99 per coffee mug. That's $1 less than what I normally sell to my consumers for. So I need to give this a think, but because it's such a high quantity, I agree. However, I don't want my other consumers to know that I'm now selling these coffee mugs for $1 less. So in this way, we end up using the Hyperledger tool to create a permission-based blockchain where I have permission to see the information, the transactions, and you have permission to see the information in the transactions. But let's say, for example, we need to have another person involved to fulfill our transaction. And that might be someone like a shipping company. So now the shipping company, we give them permission to our permission-based blockchain, our private ledger. And they're able to see only the quantity of how many coffee mugs I will be shipping from my location to your location. But what they won't be able to see is the price. Only you and I are able to see that price. At NOIZ, we're going to be using a similar technique to help secure the data of all of the parties involved in the NOIZ network. So we'll be using the Hyperledger technology to create a NOIZ permission-based blockchain. This will be the NOIZ network. And all members involved in the NOIZ network, this is the advertisers, the publishers, the consumers, the social impact organization, they will all have access to the transactions that occur within the NOIZ network. But what they won't have is necessarily access to the information that's involved in the transaction. So for example, if I were to see advertiser A's advertisement on publisher A's website, I, as a consumer, would tell advertiser A, who let's say is an airline company, that I prefer sitting in an aisle seat when I fly. Well, advertiser A and me as the consumer will see this transaction and will know that the information in this transaction was the aisle seat. However, publisher A, they won't get to see that I shared my preference of aisle seat with you, advertiser A. In this way, it's keeping my data as the consumer secure from the publisher. But it doesn't only protect consumer data, it also protects advertiser data, publisher data, and social impact organization data. So in the NOIZ network, we're using Hyperledger to build a permission-based blockchain, and by only allowing certain people permission to our network, we're securing and making data more private and giving control back to all of the parties involved in our network. This is how we're making NOIZ in the digital advertising industry. And for more methods on how we're doing so, go ahead and check out our other videos. Thanks, we'll catch you on the flip side.